So we might need a drink for this one, okay? My name is Hokalani Gypsy. Most people call me Gypsy because my name is hard to pronounce. But you can always like and subscribe the video down below. Show your girl some love because I really do appreciate it, okay? Hey y'all, how you doing? So obviously for this conversation, your girlies might need a drink. So I brought, some options for y'all today. So I have some cute little wine here. Would you like some? Are you thirsty? Do you want a drink? Because your girl's not judging. And then I'm gonna have a nice little. And to keep it cute, I'm actually gonna be pouring my Red Bull into my thermos. You can get this at my link below for my little boutique. Is she not adorbs? Yes. Let me take this off too, y'all, so I can get the full glory. Face card is not declining at all. All right, y'all, so let me get serious for a second. So in today's video, we're gonna get into some cute little girl talk. We're gonna chit chat. It's me and you and me. And pardon my voice, y'all. I'm still going through strep throat, so my voice is a little funny right now, but don't listen to me, all right? So today we're gonna actually be talking about, which I know you've seen it. I know you've seen it if you're on social media, that whole trend of becoming that girl. Okay, so one of my main issues with this situation is, if you live in like the 21st century, that woman is gonna vary depending on who you are. My whole thing is becoming or being part of your true self. And I know it sounds super cliche, but like, I notice everybody else is trying to go towards a certain aesthetic, a certain look, a certain je ne sais quoi, what they feel everybody is doing, so they want to follow with the herd. And I feel like you don't have to do all that. You don't got to be a part of that lane if that's not you, boo-boo. So my whole thing, and why I wanted to actually get the girls together and have this conversation is, girl, there's a non-consumerist way we can do this, meaning you don't have to spend buku money to become that woman. In all honesty, becoming that woman to me, which I think it should mean for you too, is to simply be the best you can be and non-conformative. Like, you don't have to conform to other people's bullshit, right? If you don't like rock music, why would I tell you to go and buy a rock CD to become that woman? That just doesn't make any sense. So the whole point of becoming, at least what I assumed the movement or the trend, which you see all over YouTube, all over Instagram, becoming that woman, waking up at like 5 in the morning. First of all, not everybody's, I talk really fast, so mind me. But first of all, not everybody is a morning person. So not everybody's gonna wake 1:05 in the goddamn morning. Another thing that became an issue for me is when I do watch a lot of those videos, they definitely cater to a certain niche. And the girlies that look like me is very different from the other girls. And I don't do everything the girls that look like me do, essentially. My values aren't the same as the girls that look like me do. Or look like me are, things like that. So, and me and my stylist actually was having a really good conversation about this too. We were talking about growth, right? How people are so in tuned on, finding like your herd and staying with your herd, finding your niche and staying with your niche. Once you find your group, are you not allowed to grow and move on from that group? Does that make any sense? And I feel like this is an issue for a lot of people. You feel like you you have to stay in that box because that's the box you blew up in. That's the box you're familiar with. That's the box that you know. It's kind of like settling with a boyfriend who you've outgrown. It's okay to leave them about. It's okay. I mean, it's gonna hurt, but you cannot stay in that same situation and not grow from it. That's the true becoming that woman. Self-growth is very important, and I feel like we don't talk about that enough. Waking up at 6 in the morning is not gonna promote self-growth. That's just developing a habit. So I feel like it's such a stupid idea. Don't get me wrong, I love the aesthetic vlogs. Like, I love the cuteness of it, but it's not really self-growth. And I feel like that's something that we really should talk about, especially women, because it seems like we're the only ones really trying to. There's a few men out there out there trying to make an effort, but we're the ones that are really doing the trend like that. And I feel like that should be where it's geared towards. So the main focus should be what's important to you. Define your values. What is something that you yourself feel like you need to grow with, even if it's different from the people you are around yourself. Define what your value is and don't be afraid to work on it. I'm not saying go cold turkey and just like stop doing your schoolwork, stop studying. I'm just saying define what is important to you, define your actual value, and then we can go from there. Because growth is very important. You want to be multifaceted. You don't want to be a born bitch, and that's the key. That's the goal. Okay. The other part I feel like of becoming that woman is set your intentions. Having great habits great, love that. But setting intentions, I feel like will get you a lot further. And your intention should also be something that you specifically want to put your best foot forward in, right? Set your intentions to be where you want them to be, and the growth will come. Now, the hardest part, what I don't really truly see in a lot of becoming that girl videos or that girl vlogs, I don't see people doing a lot of self-reflection. Oh. I typically try to meditate, and I do a lot of sun prayers. I'm not going into that right now, but I do a lot of spiritual things to keep me grounded. Being grounded in this world is what we need, and we have to. The typical plot of becoming that girl video is like what? Waking up early, going to the gym, making a healthy breakfast. Mundane things we do pretty much every day, right? I don't really see people talking about self-reflection. Some of them do mention journaling. I'm actually big in favor of journaling and jotting down your mind, where your mind is going, things you're thinking about throughout that day. Things like that I do love, but full self-reflection. Taking a moment out of your day, or even at nighttime in the shower, it doesn't have to be like a prayer room kind of situation, but taking time out of your day to just self-reflect. I don't mean like therapy. Like, you could definitely go to therapy, but I don't mean like an hour just to go through like your childhood. I mean self-reflection. Like, did I do what I could have did this day? Did I make the most of this day? What could I have done better this day? What could I have included in this day? How do I feel about myself? Self-reflection is so important, and I feel like a lot of us like throw it on the back burner, or like you'll just chuck it up to the universe. I mean, of course, the universe will definitely rock you in a way, but still, self-reflection. Get a journal, jot down what you went through that day and what you feel like you could have did better, and just reflect on it. Because if you notice a pattern after a while, then wow, I'm just noticing these things, not putting forth effort to change anything. That is one of the biggest things I do not see in a lot of these videos about how to become the better woman, how to become that woman. Okay, we also have to learn how to cultivate compassion for ourselves. So when I mention that we need to self-reflect and get into our dark side, we also don't have to beat ourselves up. A lot of girls tend to want to beat themselves up because they're trying to focus on societal issues, stuff that we really have nothing to do with, that they put on women just naturally. Children, marriage, body shaming, weight, skin, things like that. Don't beat yourself up. Don't be afraid to be compassionate to yourself. It's okay to take days off. It's okay to have depression weeks. It's okay. Because I've seen those videos of like, clean my kitchen with me after depression episode. Clean, you're just taking a mental few days. Don't feel like you are the filth of the earth. You are a great person. You are trying. You are doing the best you can do. And it's completely normal because we're what? We're human. So just make sure you cultivate some kind of self-compassion for yourself. What I like to do is a lot of self-talk. Go in the mirror, do a few little affirmations to yourself. You are beautiful. You're gonna make it through today. You're doing good. You're strong. Things like that will definitely help you. Listening to some meditation. Oh my God. Listening to some frequency music if you're in like a shitty mood. And I'll link some below of the people I listen to. Listen, it's chef's kiss. So just try to bring some positivity or have some coping skills available to be a better you. But it's okay if you crash out every now and then, because we are what? We's human. We are not perfect. We are not a monolith. We all go through different things. We all have mental breaks when they pop up and they occur. So don't beat yourself up because you're going through that, okay? Okay, we're gonna get deeper into becoming that woman. So when it comes to the self-doubting part, and we get that out of the way and we get that over, can we now talk about how we want to grow? Like how I was saying earlier, like you can develop certain skills in your mind and certain like set intentions for yourself and stuff like that. But can we like get into the growth mindset? I'm talking about the part once you are officially on your road to shoot. You're on your road and you're going somewhere and you want your friends to come with you. We need to start embracing that a little bit more. Like once we made it there and we good and we going, we in a car, we doing our thing. Can we promote the growth mindset more? Can we empower other women the same way and not belittle them, please? Thank you. I would love that, because I'm so sick of people saying, oh, I'm a role model type shit. I'm a role model type woman. I'm this, I'm that, I'm an entrepreneur, blah, blah, blah. And then people want to be mentored or like be up under you and you're like a whole different person. Like, can we not be fake about that? Because it's so discouraging. It makes people feel like, okay, well, I like this person. I want to, be near them and learn whatever they got to offer. Then they meet you and you're like a complete opposite. It's messed up. Okay, that's false advertising. But yes, growth mindset needs to be promoted a little bit more. We all want to be more educated. Hopefully. We all want to get more educated, be around people that are like-minded like us. So let's promote that. Let's keep it going. Let's not belittle other women. These are ways we can all become that woman and grow prosperously, okay? I don't need y'all downing each other. We need us all to group together and become one. Like, we need to be empowered. I hate to say it that way, but it's true. I want us to acknowledge the fact that we are not all gonna be on the same path when it comes to becoming that woman, but we have clear instructions, and I don't even want to say clear instructions. Most women have like pretty good intuition, so you know what's good for you and what's not. I don't know why we self-doubt so goddamn hard, like for real. I don't know why we do that to ourselves. Like, our brains, we just shoot off so many like problems we need to solve so quick, and we tend to always be the butt of the joke. Like, we tend to be the last thing on that goddamn list, and I'm kind of sick of that. I'm sick of that for us. We deserve better. And we should be giving ourselves better. And I feel like this whole trend could have been so much better. Like, mentally, like, it's so great. The consumerism of it all, I completely get it. Especially now that I'm like taking my content creation more seriously. I completely get it. Like, you have to promote stuff. I get that. But I feel like that trend could have been aimed and cultivated just so much better. And I might do one for y'all, but you know, time is, I work. I have a job too. I'm an entrepreneur, and so I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do that for y'all. But I feel like it should have been definitely something aimed mentally and then outward. Does that make sense? Like, becoming that girl, becoming that woman should start at mental wise and then express it outwards. Don't get me wrong though, I love waking up early in the morning. I ain't even gonna hold you. Cause I feel like when you wake up early in the morning, you have so much time to do other stuff. Not even gonna hold you. Before my drink, I was talking about like how we should embrace like the growth mindset. You know how they say like trials and tribulations? That stands true. I feel like a lot of the times we take every loss so serious. And it's so cliche, but it's true. Like, sometimes things go wrong for a reason, because that's not where you're supposed to be going either at that time, or you're not ready for that thing yet. And I feel like we should take that as a lesson and not so much as we're being punished. I'm looking to ingest nutritious food for my body, not strictly diet. You want it to be healthy. You don't want it to be obsessive. So like, when things go wrong, sometimes it's like your spirit, your God, whatever you want to call it, baby, looking out for you and saying, okay, not too soon. Let's learn a little bit first and then progress, right? For example, when I first started my business, I got a credit card under my LLC, right? But when I say that limit was ridiculous, but I don't say overly excited. I jumped the gun, right? And I started buying a lot of stuff before I counted my chickens before I had my eggs hatched, basically. And that put me under about $11,000. Now, was that a payback? Yes. But was that a lesson that I had to learn? Yes. Now, I was too quick to jump into something when I should have took my time and actually researched more. And that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, that was a lesson that promoted me into a growth mindset. I didn't take that and just say, F it, I'm never gonna do it again, because that's not true at all. I still currently have my business, still doing okay. I don't say great, because I'm doing okay. But things like that, because that could have definitely just threw somebody's whole business off, and they could have just been like, screw it, let me file for bankruptcy or some shit. And no, my credit's great. That was paid off. I actually still have a higher limit on my credit card now, and I have other credit cards too under my LLC. So that is what I'm saying. Instead of taking that as a loss, I took it and bettered myself and learned very much what patience was. Also too, we also need to start developing better boundaries, not even just as women, but in general. But specifically for this video, we're talking about becoming that woman. And becoming that woman means you do have to kind of take a hard stance at what's comfortable for you. In the beginning of the video, you saw me mention not everybody is in everyone's lane. We literally all have our own specific journeys that we have to take. And a lot of people get not conflated, but they feel as though in the groups that they're in, you're all in the same lane. No. It is okay to set boundaries if you feel like that person is going to affect you and your mental and how you really feel about yourself outwardly. It is completely okay. Okay, it's okay to cut people off you've been friends with for years, because if it is draining your spirit in such a negative way and it is affecting your outcomes in such it could be anybody, mother, sister, brother, cousin, boyfriend, ex, it doesn't matter. If they are draining you in such a specific way that you feel like you cannot progress as a person, why would you want them around you? They're not going to benefit you in any kind of way. They're going to honestly keep you at the same standstill, and they are going to probably grow, and you're going to be sitting there like, is going on. So let's get that together. I say the best way to establish boundaries, there's no one rule fits all. So I never was the person to say like, oh girl, if they're just doing this, cut them off. No, because your breaking point might be really different than mine. I'm a Virgo. So the first sign of oddities or disrespect or you doing that whole like play shaming thing, I'm a ghost. You're not gonna see me again. You're not gonna get a response from me again. If I feel like there's some kind of weird opportunist thing going on, I'm a ghost. Can you see me? Y'all don't see me in this bitch. Like, you don't see me. We're done. That conversation is dead. Only because I'm at the edge now where it's like, I don't really want to play those games. Like, some people like to test the waters. They're like, oh, I see the gator, but let me see if I'm quicker than the gator. No, you can, right? I'm not. I'm too goddamn grown for that. Okay, I done been there, been around the block. I drank the Kool-Aid. I heard the church choir. I don't need no more fat lady singing in my ear. Okay, so if that's what you want to do, girl, then that's what you want to do. But everybody's temperament is different. I cannot put a shoe on your foot and tell you to walk. Okay, the shoe right there. Your line is once you reach your line. You eliminate that person, that thing, that whatever it is in your life that could be stopping you and keeping you stand still when you are ready. But just be aware of what you find difficult to intake. If you got a 3-tally system, then let that 3-tally system actually be the end all be all. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. You're out. Like, that's it. You can't keep bending the rules though. Don't let nobody spit in your face and tell you it's water. Like, take it for what it is and understand how to cut people off accordingly. But I know some people's temperament can range. Some people can tolerate a lot more stuff. We see this whole movement now with these girls talking about, this whole movement now that women are now trying to being cheated on normal. Baby, unless you're in an open relationship or you're polyamorous, being cheated on is not normal. Make sure you develop healthy boundaries and you know when to cut that mess off when you need to cut it off, because that is also going to promote you being that actual woman. Because becoming that woman, fortitude and foresight is definitely something you want to look into, right? You know yourself, know what you'll tolerate. You understand that you're trying to grow. Some women will rather be single because they know they're trying to get to a certain level in life where having a relationship is not that important yet. Don't let these men fool y'all, okay? Don't let these men get y'all head and tell y'all you need to be with somebody. That's a whole nother conversation. But just remember this, you came in by yourself, all right? So you can go out by yourself, okay? No matter who you is, you can go out with people around you, but you leaving by yourself, okay? Like, both parties. So I don't even know, no fault for that, okay? Do you and be the best of you. We came in alone. That's all I'm gonna keep saying, okay? Common sense. So yes, just make sure you understand your boundaries and you set them clearly. And the last part of how you should become or being that woman, gratitude. Yes, girl, practicing gratitude. So part of what I mentioned earlier in the video was like some of them referring to the becoming that girl videos, how journaling was such like, I journal for like 10 minutes. It's so aesthetically pleasing. Girl, no. So when I'm talking about journaling, most of it is usually affirmations and a lot of gratitude. And when I say gratitude, I don't mean very cliche, like, thank you for giving me a meal today or things like that. No, intentional set gratitude. Thank you for giving me the ability to think about my prolonged aspirations. Thank you for giving me the ability to cook a healthy, nutritious meal. I'm grateful for the ability that I was able to think on my feet. But I feel like gratitude can also vary from person to person, obviously, but how deep it goes does depend on your mental state, right? If you're on the younger side, I'm pretty sure your gratitude journal will be something like, oh, I'm so grateful for breakfast. I'm so grateful for my mom and dad. I'm so grateful, like things like that, which are good. These are great. These are still great things to be grateful for. What I'm saying though is, but as you are becoming that woman and your mindset grows and you like learn to take in so many different things, and it's not all just physical, it's all like mental and emotional. You're taking in, you kind of become like this empathetic sponge. I feel like once you made it to that level, the gratitude journal is bonkers. When I tell you, grateful for, understanding, the matters of life, grateful for walking barefoot in the grass. And these are all things that are amazing that should be written down. The gratitude And affirmations journals are so important because it gives you something to just ground yourself and write down, which is what we all need. We all need something where we can write down and physically see it, because sometimes some people need to be like hands-on. They need to physically touch and see and read, and then they can look back at it like, oh yeah, I remember that. So I think that's like one of the main things we as women should enjoy and be empowered for. Grateful for going for brunch, grateful for seeing our girlfriends, grateful for having this conversation right now. And honestly, I'm grateful that you guys were here to join me for this video. And I really mean that. So I hope to have more in-depth conversations and just this little, you know, chill, little chit chat, little girl talk. And we get to some things like that. And this isn't gonna be my only video relating to how we can become better women and be better women and get life together. Okay? Because you know you go crazy. And you know you go like to ramble. So sometimes these videos go long and I have to cut them down. It's so annoying. But long story short, these are the things we should incorporate into becoming a better woman and being an actual, like becoming that actual woman. Being that girl is cute and all, but if it's all consumer based and it's not really focusing on your better health, your mental health, and your well-being overall, it's cute to watch, but let's absorb something that's gonna benefit us in the long run. And that's how I feel about it. So to my girlies, I want to give y'all a toast to better days and some long, hard nights. No, I'm serious though, but I'm gonna give a toast to us being better and being that woman. Toast to becoming that woman and being that badass bitch. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Cheers.